Early mornings compared to late nights are definitely what your life is all about. But the great stays like Aquanaut, they're few and far between. Your horse won his maiden over 1,400 metres. He was second in his first start over 1,200 metres. He's by Duke of Marmalade, who has shown himself capable of throwing anything from sprinters to 2-milers. You've got so much on your side, besides the fact that the horse has won 7 races. You've got a horse that is versatile, that is honest, and must be an absolute pleasure to train.
The fact that now he's showing and putting up his hand that he's going to be effective in a 2,000-meter race, it's a great surprise. It's an honor to be involved in a horse that's potentially writing that type of a story, not as illustrious, not as grand as those. But if he can add a Group 1 over 2,000 meters to his resume, then we're writing a little bit of history with him, and it's just incredible to see this, or to have this unfolding before us.
He wins his maiden on the 17th of September 2023. His next win comes on the 17th of August 2024. That's quite a long time between drinks for a horse that has run first, second and third in his first 3 starts.
We took him to Cape Town, and him and I both got lost. We just weren't on the same page as each other. Whether it was acclimatizing to the heavy tracks, which I think was a factor, and also needing gelding, another factor, and me getting to know him better as well. So we've got to know each other better, and now we're at the point where we're clicking. So,
was he gelded in Cape Town?
Yes, he was.
Okay, because he really got his act together in Cape Town in no uncertain terms once he'd got over the gelding.
Yeah, absolutely, Andrew. And, the one win in particular was memorable for me when Garth van Zyl rode him, and he was making a run and he had to check late, and he restarted his run, I think it was within the final 200 meters from where he should have been nowhere to coming and winning the race again. That's when, I saw something that's not altogether common. So, it's still then, even though he started putting it together in Cape Town, still then, not as good a horse as we're seeing now. And largely, I feel, because the tracks firm up significantly in summer. He did nicely, but he did disappoint us also in the Stayers race. And when I reflect on it, I thought maybe it was a little bit close after he won a good race over extended trip. Maybe he hadn't gone over it. However, for me, it's a matter of the going being very firm then. It's at that time of the year at Kenilworth, the going gets very, Hollywood Best Kenilworth, the going gets very firm, and I don't think he's suited to such a firm track. It's just the trait of an exceptional horse when blood kicks in. Duke of Marmalade by Dane Hill was a phenomenal racehorse. He obviously didn't pass his genes on to many, but with this Galileo mare, Grail Maiden, some of the best blood in the world involved, and the fact that she's produced, I think it's 2 Derby winners. So when that just starts maturing, where's the bottom? He enjoys what he does, and he's got that personality which is a little bit unique. He's got a little bit, that little bit of X factor about him.
Does he think he's special?
Definitely. Whenever he's called to come out of the ring to go and do his work, he'll stop in the same kind of a place, and then you'll have to just the standing behind him actually makes him go. You don't have to do much, but he just wants to stop and have a little say, and he's a little bit spoiled, but it's nothing that we need to be hard on.
They do get spoiled because they are exceptional horses in the yard, and even though it's a racehorse and they have no self-preservation, you've got to be a little bit respectful of their ability and the way that they put bread on the table.
Yeah, I like the way you put that. You've got to have a little bit of respect for that type of an athlete and animal, and we do respect it. And I said to Nicholas the other day, I was like, I hope all the other horses are looking at him and taking note, because hopefully that probably not, but just hopefully he can motivate them to achieve a little bit more
as a leader.
Yeah. I'm of the opinion, and I'm not naive to the fact that I won't be the only one with this opinion, but I'm of the opinion that what's predicted to be a soft track, the way I look at the forecast and the way you've been having rain in the Highveld, at the Highveld, soft track will run in his favour. But you mentioned the equator, and he's from Ireland, and it'll play into his favour too. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the going has to say as well.
Okay, and finally, Gareth, travel arrangements. You know, on two separate occasions, I've seen that float parked at the back of Turfington Racecourse, where the farriers park their vehicles, and that particular float has carried a horse called Royal Victory, who has won twice at Turfington over this track and trip. His mannerisms have been somewhat perplexing of late, but you never ever write a horse off that has a winning recipe at that track. I need to ask you, are you travelling up the day before? What are the plans with regard to getting him there with as little fuss as possible?
Yeah, I like to come as close to the race as possible.
Yeah.
The only risk really being getting caught up in traffic. So yeah, I like them to have something to eat on Friday night, let them have a little bit of a relax, a sleep, and then wake them up early on Saturday morning. Might be 2, might be 1 in the morning, and head to Turfington. Yeah, for me, that works really well.
As always, it's been a great pleasure, and I really thank you so much for your time, giving up family time. May everything keep on going right for King Pelles up until the big day.
Cheers, Andrew. Thanks so much. And yeah, Robbie and partners, Dave McLean, Gary Player, and also Beren Palmanand with Robbie Padiachi. It's just a great group of guys who have enjoyed the ride, and you know we're just going to enjoy whatever else there's ahead of us. Thank you so much.
King Pelles with a big run now takes it on. That is King Pelles, Future Swing on the inside. King Pelles going for the line, holding times running on. King Pelles has won it, holding times second, Future Swing third, and Shoot the Rapid run fourth. In the running of the Grade 3 Whirlpool Gold Cup, number 4 King Pelles is the winner.